welcome to Jen Cares, powered by Chozen Live Podcast. Here we engage in tough talks and meaningful conversations. Each week, we feature a guest that will help us stay in the know. We're a podcast that brings the community to you every Monday at 8 p.m. on Facebook and YouTube. If you're watching on Facebook, be sure to like and follow our page. If you're watching on YouTube, be sure to subscribe so that you never miss a show. Now, here's your host, Jen Cares.
Now that thing is so disrespectful because I did a nice intro before I started my intro about what about your friends? Because this month's theme is Friendsgiving. I do thank you so much for joining us. I am Jen Cares, the founder of Chozen Counselors, a nonprofit organization that seeks to inspire, motivate, empower, and strengthen individuals and families. So I welcome you to Jen Cares, powered by Chozen Counselors. As always, I want to just say thank you to each and every one of you for tuning in, for liking, for commenting, and coming back again. I do appreciate each and every one of you. I do hope that you enjoyed last month's theme, the bonfire. Friends, I really had a good time with the bonfire, and I do hope that you did too. It was so good. We had Monique. She shared about giving care, and her honesty was just amazing to me. Then we had T-Hubs, yes, she shared about I am not okay. That was a good one too, friends. And then we had Byron come and share about take care of you. And that's something that we don't always do. So friends, we want to do better with taking care of ourselves. And we closed out with Jeffrey Goodson for Standing Strong. It was really, really good. I do hope that you enjoyed it. If you did miss the episode, be sure to go and catch it again. So this month, as we are in November, one of the big events is Thanksgiving. But we also want to talk about tonight in this month, Friendsgiving, because where will we be without our friends? We need them. They help us out sometimes, all right? So we're going to talk about a little bit of Framily tonight, because sometimes our friends become our family. And I'm so excited to get it started. And guess what? We're going to get it started. I ain't going to hold you. So help me welcome. It's going to be good. What about your friends? I'm mad that didn't work. Let me get focused. Okay. Help me welcome Majia Rhyans for Framily.
Huh?
Good evening. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing really good tonight. Thank you for having me.
I am so glad to have you indeed. Are you having a good day?
Yes, it's Monday, but it's good for Monday.
Good to hear. Now let me ask the question, because she said yes. Where you from?
New Orleans.
Yes, a little country in it. I heard it. But yeah, so we're excited. I do thank you so much for joining us. Over here at Jen Cares, we always start with a quote of the day. And today's quote of the day is, friends are the siblings God never gave us. Again, friends are the siblings God never gave us. What are your thoughts on that quote?
What was that? I'm sorry.
What are your thoughts on that quote?
Oh, I truly believe it. Like, I have my best friend, and I tell her that all the time. Like, you are the sister, the big sister I never had.
Yes.
And that's exactly how I feel about her.
Yes. And sometimes I don't know how well received that is. Right? Because sometimes our family like, well, what about us?
Yeah. Well, family is family. You are born into that. Versus friends, I feel like it's a little bit harder work. You actually bond and you have to build that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And look, again, we do tough conversations over here, meaningful conversations, tough talks, meaningful conversations. And sometimes so that could be a hard one. Depending on the season or what happened, we can't get everything we need from one person. We need other people, and family, friends, all alike have to be okay with that. It's funny. A friend recently had a birthday, and we always joke about like where you are on the tadpole of who's the closest and this and things of that sort. Or don't be trying to take my friend and things of that sort. Or that's your best friend. Like, what's going on with me?
Yeah.
And it's all in love, and it's fun jabs and things of that sort. in this situation. Obviously, in other situations, it might really be serious, and it's like, wait, what you trying to say? Type situations, right? But it's a blessing to be able to have those people that look out for you, that got your back, that went from being a friend to be like, where would I be without you?
Exactly.
And then there's other ones like, it's time for you to go because I know I can do better without you, And it's a balancing scale. It's a balancing scale. I'll take it for the team. I'm gonna go out there on the limb and say because sometimes friends, for sure do become family. And sometimes family are friends, but sometimes family is just family.
Yes, true.
Yeah. Cool. So as always, friends, I have prepared some questions to guide tonight's topic. But if you have any questions, any comments, any thoughts, be sure to drop them down below. So my famous first question is always, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Okay. So my name is Majia Rhyans. I live in Houston. I am originally from New Orleans. So I've been in Houston now for 10 years. I am a mother of 2 young boys. Also a social worker here. I work now at a children's hospital. I also work with renal patients. So basically I'm a medical social worker. Also, I have a background with inpatient and outpatient therapy, psych hospitals, a good strong mental health background.
Mm-hmm.
I also have a podcast called Healed Yet Podcast,
Yay.
and a new journal related to that I recently dropped to subscribers, but it'll be out soon to the public. I would say I just have a lot a lot of things going on as a mom and really focus on my career. But this topic is great because I think I have a lot of great things that I can contribute to it.
Awesome. So I want to go back because you said medical social worker, but you also just said social worker. And social worker is a helper of people.
Mm-hmm.
And when talking to friends and family, do you ever find yourself in that bind of being the person, the go-to person for all the resources, or you being the one to help them? How does that work out?
It is. And if you talk about in like my personal life, and and I think that I give off that as well, and then people think it's okay. But I had to recently begin to create boundaries because it causes burnout. And then also people can't take your responses to things. So I do feel I am the go-to person for my friends, for a lot of my family, they do feel comfortable talking to me about certain things. And I really don't think it has anything to do with my background. It's just my personality.
Gotcha.
So creating boundaries, that's just life-changing in anything.
Yeah. So, and speaking of that being your personality, how has that helped you to acquire friends?
I mean, I have that vibe. I can say the vibe. Like when people come around me, I've heard things like, you just have that. Your presence makes me feel comfortable when I'm around you. Like you make me feel that I can just have a open conversation with you. And I've never met you. And that's, to me, that was my latest compliment from someone I work with that's now is a close friend of mine. So I think that it just me as a person allows people to feel like they can be themselves. Like they don't feel like they have to hold back when they're talking to me about anything. They can they are open to me giving honest opinions or being genuine. That's what I hear a lot too, that you are a real genuine person that they feel they can talk to, and I'm a person that has no ill feelings.
Yes. And it's so important to be able to have that person that you can talk to, be vulnerable with, share what's going on. I like the part that you said too, is that, it's a coworker, and a coworker turned friend. So, friends, we can find them anywhere. Though we don't go to work to make friends because, sometimes it gets a little special and spicy. But it's also nice when you can build relationships with the people that you're working with, that you're seeing a good portion of your week. Yeah. So in that, how would you define a friend?
I think we all have different definitions of a friend, but for me personally, a friend is just first someone that I feel I can be vulnerable with. Like I feel that is a safe space for me. Someone that I feel is genuine, that can provide the same kind of genuineness that I provide. Someone that's also supportive. They, are the first ones to show up for you, the one that you can count on. Like, if I can count on nobody, I know she'll be there. She'll come to back for me, or he will. A friend is family, like we stated. Like, I don't feel like I gotta clean my house. My friend come here, like, girl, you know what's going on. Or someone I can go in look in any kind of way and I feel comfortable, like, when I'm around them. I don't feel I have to change or alter who I am when I get around you. I can be my raw self, who I am, authentic, when I'm in that person's place. And anything other than that, to me, that's just not a safe space. It's not a friendship. Yes.
And it's so important because, like, even building a safe space or knowing that it is a safe space is a process, depending on how life has been with other relationships. And when you find it, you treasure it and you should value it, because everybody is not blessed to have that. Some people don't have somebody that's genuine, that's real, that's true, that's somebody that you can count on. Because oftentimes we can do so many different things for the person and they're not doing the things back in turn for us. And not that it always comes the same way, but showing some kind of sign that you're trying to be my friend, or you appreciate all the stuff that I'm doing, the blood, sweat, and tears that I'm doing to help you out, that you're also returning favor in a whatever way to make me feel like you still want to be a friend of me.
Yes, I agree.
Which is a challenge too sometimes, because if people, in a nutshell, if I'm showing myself to be friendly to you and you don't necessarily know how to show yourself to be friendly to me based on those experiences, it could be a disconnect. Yes. What do you think helps to level out that disconnect when you're not getting this, that is like topsy-turvy, not going the way that you want?
It's a real relationship. Just like any other relationship, we expect to be poured back into the way that we are pouring. And just like any relationship, you constantly pouring and you're like, okay, you leaving me empty. Like, to me, that's not a friendship. And it's not always tit for tat, because like you said, it shows up in different ways.
Yes.
This friend may, show things in a different way from that friend, but it's still a connect, and it's still you all filling each other up in a different way.
Yes.
So.
And friends, you may be wondering, like, why is she talking about this? Like, how did this become a topic? Why? Good question. We are at the end of the year, and I like to evaluate close to the end of the year. Who has been a good friend to me? Who needs to still go with me into 2024? Who needs to go with me to December? Okay, so sometimes we're going to do an evaluation to find out if these people are that value, that safe person, that genuine person, that makes you feel comfortable with your flows and all, your house dirty, your house clean. They still coming over there and busting out with you. And you the same for them, because life be life and you try to clean a house in one day, but it doesn't work. It's not realistic, right? So you want to do evaluation to find out, who are the people around me? Do they mean me well?
Yes.
I mean them well? Because sometimes we can be jealous of somebody too. We're not going to say.
Not perfect. I think every human being has a little jealousy in them,
Yeah.
But you definitely need that reevaluation. That's perfect. That's something everybody should be doing.
Yeah.
Honestly, not even at the end of the year, throughout the year. Kind of rate these friendships. Am I getting what I need? Yeah. Am I giving what I need? Am I being a good friend?
I rate around my birthday time. I do evaluation when I feel like something's a little wonky, something's a little off. Like, Jennifer, what is this? Should this be? What do we need to change? I put myself in front of a mirror. What do I need to change? Because again, we can get our feelings, we get our emotions, and we can go somewhere. Somebody was having a disagreement yesterday. And I was like, the challenge is, if you're already upset and they did something, it could take you over the iceberg. Where what they did wasn't that big, but because you was already upset, it caused you to go there. So when we take a moment to step back and reflect and evaluate, we find out, was it me or was it them? But the key word is that we got to communicate. Let's talk about communication. How important is that?
Communication is everything. And as I get older, every year I see how more important it is, because communication is the only way the other person knows what they're doing wrong. And being open, I feel as a friend, I should be able to accept you telling me something is wrong, or you should be able to accept me telling you something is wrong, something's not right. I'm feeling this way. That way, I'm able to explain, girl, I'm sorry, things been like this because of this. I know I'm not open, I don't talk about everything, but this is happening. Just that one conversation could make your friendship better and clear things up versus, oh, she doing this, so I'm not gonna call, I won't text, and just let it go. And then things build up, and then this person is feeling a certain way. Communication is the key. I know that's cliche, but communication is key.
Yes. It's cliche, but it's a strong, true point. Okay, because as babies, I always say babies are the only ones that get away with causing us to mind read. We have to figure out if they're hungry, if they're sleepy, if they want to be held, if they need a diaper change, if they're just irritated, agitated, if they're gassy. As we get older, we have to use our words. And if we are, for those that are nonverbal, we have to write it out. We have to show some sign of what it is I don't like so that you know what it is I don't like, but also what it is I do like. Because if we find out it's something that they don't like and we keep on doing it, that's a problem. Right? So the hope is that we're finding, and it could be something that we like too. So finding that balance of, I know you're not a fan of it, but I'm a fan of it. So you got to entertain me just a little bit. So like, however it is you eat something, I use the sugar and the grits. If that's how you eat it, it's fine. If you just do butter, salt, and pepper, it's fine. Either way, you're still eating, you're still getting nourishment, making mountains out of molehills sometimes. You got to be careful.
Yeah.
But that right or wrong was big, because if you're telling me that I'm wrong and I felt that I was right, it goes different ways sometimes.
Ooh. Yeah. Definitely.
You be hoping that it goes good, but then you find out, oh, wait a minute, that's how you really feel. And one of my friends, she'll be like, pick a side. I said, I don't pick a side. We go for truth and process through to make sure we get into the expected end. She'll get hot sometimes, but she also appreciates it after we, talk our trash and things of that sort. But it's so important to be able to know right from wrong and wrong from right. And finding that medium way, because sometimes it might not truly be right, might not truly be wrong. But what's the medium way where we could get along?
Yes.
Another C word of compromise. How important would you say that is in friendship?
Compromising is very important because we are all different. We are all different. We enjoy different sceneries, different things. I might like nature. My friend likes the beach, So when we planning trips or doing outings and things, we have to say, okay, I guess I'll do that because that's what you like. But we can incorporate this. Compromising is very important because it makes you both feel included and makes you feel like, okay, we are both able to make each other comfortable in anything. Like me and my friend, she lives in New Orleans. I live here. Every year she's like, okay, I come there sometimes throughout the year. Around Christmas time, she visits me. So we have to compromise. Like, okay, you bought your flights here, I pay for what we doing here. So it's important because it also lets the other person know that you care. You want me to be happy as well. So yes.
And that was funny you saying of the beach and then of the nature. I might not like the nature because of the bugs and things. But we'll plan something in nature. You can go out there. I'm gonna know where your location is at all times. But in that compromise, sort of like we want somewhere that helps both of us to get what it is that we want and that we're trying to explore. Really cool, really cool.
Yeah.
When you reflect, what would you say is, or how long has your longest friendship to date been?
My longest friendship is my friend Chantel. We have been friends. Actually, Chantel and Disha, I have two friends I've been friends with literally my whole life, pre-K and kindergarten. We have had bumps across, along the road. I mean, we went through a lot of changes in life. We all went different directions, but to this day, we have recently all just became back friends again. So literally lifelong friends that I have.
Yes. So I want to talk about the bumps in the road, right? Because what I find is sometimes we give up easily, right? Because we get in our feelings, and our feelings are valid. I'm not negating them. But what has supported you with one reconnecting? How was it possible to reconnect when you thought that maybe y'all wasn't gonna reconnect because it could have got really rocky, And what words of wisdom do you give to others that are having some rocky friendships from some day one, A1, and all them other ones?
I would say we'll start off with how we got reconnected. I mean, we both went through things in our life that we literally had to heal. We became real codependent. Like anything we go through, we relied on each other so much to help each other get better, which was causing us not to get better. And we could not, we literally was too stuck. Let's call it that.
That's good.
And we just kind of separated, like we need to do our own thing and heal. At that time, we didn't know what it was. We just separated. We just stopped talking. But a year later, we rekindled, and she sent me something just letting me know the value of our friendship and how as you get older, genuine friendships are really not easy to come across. You don't find friends every day that understand you, can really give you a safe space, that are non-judgmental and allow you to open up and feel comfortable. You don't have that family feeling when you're around them. Like me and my friend can have the TV off, sit on the sofa, and literally say nothing.
Yes.
And be okay with that. So you don't get that every day. You don't come across that. So that's basically what the conversation was us kind of reevaluating our friendship and really sitting here like, is it worth us letting it go, or we try again? Because we never went through anything like that before. So I would say it's important, like just evaluating your friendships. What do they bring to the table? What do you bring to the table? Is it something that could be fixed? Is it trust that was broken? Because it's a lot. That was just us getting to a age in our life where we really needed some deep healing and to do our own thing. Now, there's times when trust is broken, things really happen that probably added trauma to your life. So those friendships will take way more than probably a conversation. It'll take work within that person and you. So I can't speak for all of the friendships, but what I can say is if it's worth it, fix it. If it's worth it, you fix it.
So I do 12 talks now. So I'll start off like I like the part of the codependent, because what happens is sometimes we do become dependent on others, or they have been our backbone or our support for so long, and we don't realize that we pull on them and they trying to hold it together, and they pull on us and we try to hold it together, and that topsy-turvy because we are ever growing. Life continues to life. And trying to adjust for sure. And when you find out that you're dependent on them too much, sometimes you do need that pause to be able to stand on your own 2 feet to try to figure out what is it that I want to do that's not centered around what Majia is telling me or not telling me or what she's doing. I gotta walk my own lane, and sometimes for sure that can be hard.
Yes.
Yeah, I started off real soft. Okay, so now here go the tough talk of it, right? Because sometimes we can have relationships, and for whatever reason, it goes a separate way, and it can't come back together for whatever the reason. Different situations. I'll give some examples. One reason could be that it was just so bad that the other person said, nope, I don't want to do it anymore. Could be pride on whatever side. It could be that somebody doesn't even know why you stopped talking to them, and you stop talking to them. It's like, moved on in life, so you continue to blossom and bloom and be you, boo. I'm all right over here. But that could be an interesting feat as well. And sometimes we can grieve the loss of a friendship.
Yeah.
What words of wisdom would you give of the grieving process of letting go? Because sometimes that relationship is wrong. Because if we go into a relationship, romantic, platonic, whatever, sometimes those relationships are wrong. We gotta let them go. What words will you give us as we work to grieve a relationship, a loss of somebody that we thought would be with us for the rest of our lives?
I myself went through it, and it's real grief. It's real heartbreak. It's a thing. But I had to understand, and just being a believer in the Bible, that God gives us people for a certain time, a certain season, and we have to be okay with letting go. In my situation, I just outgrew the friendship. We outgrew each other. And we have to understand that that's what happens in life. It's a season, it's certain things that person was put there for that time.
Yes.
And it can honestly hold you or that person back when you keep trying to be in a place that's just not fitting for you anymore. Yeah. So just think of it as, okay, this removal is making place for a place for someone that, is better in this season of my life. That time served. It's hard. It's hard because depending on the way it ended, it can leave you feeling like you can't trust anybody, or I'm good on no new friends. I'm good by myself. But honestly, we're not. Right. Friends are important in your life. You need them. You need friends. You need that relationship. But you also have to be okay with knowing that things come to an end. And it's all about, that's why I talk about heal yet, because we're never 100% healed. There's always something that we are going to be healing from. And it's just learning how to navigate, think about how, the good things of the friendship, carry it on with you, but you have to be okay with letting go.
Yes. And I love the idea of healed yet, because as you share, we'll never be healed. I once was studying heal, and it was like, heal, we say like heal the world, heal the land. We asking, God to do that. Healing is the process of you maybe taking a medicine, doing a physical therapy. However, we stop taking a medicine, we stop doing a physical therapy, and it goes away. It's possible that it can come back. Arthritis comes back, headaches can come back because we're in a fleshly body. So our bodies are forever depreciating, just like a car. You drive it off the lot, it changes. Case in point, when we were a baby, we needed somebody else to help us. We get older, we can help ourselves. But as you get older, sometimes you need somebody to help you again, because we're ever changing. And that's a process.
Yes, it is. A long process, a journey, literally.
A long process. And losing the ability to do some of those things is another part of the process. It can feel like a loss, and trying to find your way back. But you can.
You can, definitely.
So would you say that you have selected your friends, or they happened by chance, or what was that process of being able to identify the friends that you do have?
The way that I identify the friends that I do have?
Yes. Like, how did you select them, or did it just be like y'all just was hanging out? That's why I was like, you know what? I like you. You can be my friend.
I always sit back and wonder, like, how we even became friends with some of my friends, other than my long-term friends. We were kids and that happened. But my friends, like, recently, maybe in the last 5 or 6 years, one was work. I met a lot of my friends at work. Another one was social media. This is a real close friend of mine now. We moved here from New Orleans, and she been here a while, and we had kids. We had a lot of things in common. So I think we just hung out one night together. And we just been friends. It's just being able to hold conversation and find out, you are normal. Like we have things in common. You're not this social media person that appears to be just perfect all the time. And that's the thing I love in a friend, is just you being authentic. You're not trying to fit in and trying to be a part of everything else that's going on. You are okay with yourself. And when you find friends that's okay with who they are, I mean, they will contribute good things to you. So that's how I found my friends. It's just knowing that you didn't change when you came around me. You were who you were, and all of them were that way.
Yes, I love it. And I ask that because sometimes we do say like no new friends, right? But sometimes we are meeting somebody that has the potential to be a friend, but we have to be open to it. And I just want to encourage those that are listening and tuning in to be open, because you never know what happens. I remember one girl told me, she was like, "Oh, we're going to be the best of friends." And I was like, red flag.
Right. That scared me a little bit, girl.
I probably said besides, she probably would have been amazing and great.
But it's scared.
How we going to be the best of friends? So again, we do evaluate to find out if we feel like it is a value, things of that sort. There's some people that see you as a different level of what you are, and sometimes that can be hard, because like my life is already busy. So sometimes adding something else in, I'll be like, how is that gonna work? And some things obviously I want to add in or can add in without a problem, but sometimes the requirement,
the demand,
what we got to do, what we got to do, what it could be a challenge. Like, let me pencil you in, schedule some time, sis, bruh, so we can make that work. But obviously we make time for what we want to make time for, but also sometimes we also have this thing called discernment, where it'd be like, something is off. I don't know how much time I can really give. I don't know that I have the capacity to be able to manage all the things you're dealing with on top of what I'm dealing with. And that could be a challenge as well in meeting new people, but we still want to be open, because we never know, that person may be able to really lift a load, lift a burden, give us a resource. Social worker. this side, social worker, that knows some things. And again, within bounds, because I could be in a random conversation with somebody and I see that they need some support and I'll connect them with a resource. Not a problem. It'll be somebody to call, hey, somebody to tutor. And I feel bad because I ain't gonna hold you. Some people have reached out to me for supports and I haven't been able to get back to them because I didn't find out the answer yet. But all in all, being open to the possibilities of you never know who you're going to meet.
Yeah, you don't. On what they can contribute and benefit in your life too.
Yes. Which also leads me to, because we talk about friends, we're gonna talk about it too, significant others and things of that sort. I was at a conference and the guy was like, if your pick is, tall, dark, and handsome, he got to be this, he got to be that, and all these other things. What if what God had for you is short? Some, not handsome, but some, and medium, caramel, not totally dark skin, not totally light skin, but in the middle. How would you respond? Because sometimes what it is that we want, what we think it is that we need, is not what is needed for us in the season of life.
Yeah. And throughout my life, I definitely got rid of that whole checklist thing. Oh, he need to look like this, do this. That's all outside things.
Yeah.
And throughout my life, I've noticed that looking on the outside has gotten me nowhere. I mean, we have to really see, what do I need, not what I want. And that's the problem. What do I need?
Mm-hmm.
And I truly rely on God for that now, because God has shown me what can happen when I don't consult with him first.
Yes.
So I definitely don't. I have gotten away from looking at the outside. Is more of like looking at my life. Also, what can I contribute?
Mm-hmm.
And then what is he able to contribute?
Yes.
In that time. So more of inside features.
Yes. It's so important. Because the outside can fail you every time. You get inside and like, oh, it's a dud. The battery doesn't work. All the light bulbs ain't up there.
You don't know your social. Like, sir, it's a lot.
Wait. It is piss in the dating pool. Don't know your social. So there's
bad.
Yes, it gets special. But also taking that evaluation, even for, the female friends and things of that sort, you feel like, oh, she's too this or she's too that. And she's really just, down to earth and want the best for you and hoping that you help them get the best of them. So being open to the opportunity beyond the cover of the book, really finding out what's going on in the pages is really important.
Definitely. And I think a lot of that social media, when you find it, I think that's just how people are finding people these days, is through the internet, and you can't really find personality. Sometimes you can, but a lot of things is made up. So you have to be open to meeting people in real life, because I think social media is kind of like everyone wants to have the same view or look, or how they want their friends to look. I've seen like a group of girls who want girls that look like this or dress this way, but really have no value to the friendship. So be more open, definitely, to meeting people outside.
And being open to the creativity of each person. Everybody's not the same in your circle, right? It made me think of a couple weeks ago, there was a meme, not a meme, but a story going around where it was a young lady's birthday and she felt like her friend outdressed her. More than likely, that girl dressed all the time.
Like that all the time. And that's the problem.
Your birthday wasn't no different. You had up your game for your own holiday. Because even in being friends, it doesn't mean that you dumb down who you are. You show up and be present who you are, because
who you are.
If you're not, living to your full capacity, that could cause you to be, sad and depressed, irritated, agitated, and not know what's going on. And all along again, you don't have to live up to their expectations
of other people. Yeah, that's that comfort thing. I should feel comfortable with my friends. And you should know your friends, like we just said. You should know, I know she coming like this. This is just her. Or I know she gonna wear this because that's her. You have to accept all your friends for who they are. That's just who they are, and they're not gonna change because they're your friend. When you accept that person as a friend, you accepting this person.
Now, if they're coming in and some concerns, or like, it's older, like, you depressed, we need to take a shower, we need to take a bath, that's something different. You got some holes in your things, take a little dingy, you off your square, or you're not living to what I know you to do. What's going on, sis? What's going on, bro? So we can have that conversation to find out what's happening, how I can support you to get through. Because I also realize sometimes we don't realize what's going on with those that are right in our circle. They're going through irritated, agitated, overwhelmed with the thing of process of life, and we miss it. We don't ask those questions to check in and see how they're doing. They're checking in on us all the time, and we don't remember to check back in on them.
Yeah, that's that pouring, and that I was just talking about, like giving the same thing to that person. Because normally the people that reach out the most are the ones that don't get checked in on, because they always appear to be that strong person.
Mm-hmm.
But really, they do want that same thing. They want to feel like, oh, you thought of me today,
Yeah.
or providing that same open space for them as they will for you. Because in a lot of my friendships, we had times where I check in and they're like, you not you haven't been checking in on me. Like, I always call you and I'm always checking on you, but you don't offer that same space. And that's what we have to be open in friendships to hear, that criticism that you need. So you can check back in with yourself, like, wow, that's that communication piece. Like, wow, you're right. I've been so busy with A, B, and C that I didn't even check on you. I didn't offer my support during that time. So that's important. That's like a big thing in friendships, is being available when you can. We all not, super available and don't have the capacity all the time, but
Yes.
you have to
You
be
have
open
to.
sometimes.
You have to.
Mm-hmm.
And again, not saying that it's easy. It is a process. And you have to find what works for you. And again, communicate. We talk about communicate. We talk about compromise. All those different pieces of um, being a friend and being friendly to others. Mm. So we talked about, friends becoming family. What would you say, how did you know that, like, it moved from just friend to you're my family?
I knew it when, like, how they are on my family. You feel comfortable. My family addresses you as if you are me. Like, they don't see you no different. You are comfortable when you come around. Like, I don't have to tell girl, go here, do that, girl. You in there with my kids. My kids know you. You aunt to my kids. Like, they see you as my sister.
Yes.
Um, I feel, off without them around. I definitely include them in everything, like the holidays,
Yeah.
major events in my life or in their life. Check on moms. Like, I'm a part of, like, I'm like a mom to their, I'm like a daughter to their mom.
Yes.
I feel when they're hurt or
Mm-hmm.
upset, I take that personal because it affects me.
Mm-hmm.
I have family now that you can't tell me that they are not my family. It's actually not my family, but they've been a part of my life so long that I get upset if somebody say that's not your cousin. Like,
Yeah.
what you mean?
Yeah.
So they're family. We build traditions together. We are family. You
Yeah.
can't tell me that. You
Yeah.
can't tell me we're
Yeah.
not.
I was at an event with one of my sisters. We was in the kitchen. And it was like, y'all sisters. We was like, yeah, both of us, yes. It was almost like a jinx moment. It was like, blood sisters. I mean, blood couldn't make us no closer. Like, that's the girl. I could call her anytime and know she got my back. And it's funny because you had the friends that are the ride or die, like, because I could pull up. Calm down. Calm down.
Yes, they be right.
And you need those as well.
You
Then
gotta
you have the ones
have
that
them.
you off the ledge. And again, it all becomes family because you feel like, hey, I haven't talked to you in a while. Just make sure you're good. When the next family event, when we're getting together, you're concerned about their well-being.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny. So sometimes life can get the best of us, right? And we talked about communication, but I just want to hone on it just a little bit more of when life is life, and for us, similar to the conversation, where you became codependent on friends at one time. What helps you to what's the process to let friends know, hey, I'm overwhelmed and I need some support? How can we get some help to be able to, explain to your friends that you are going through? Because like, you ain't been calling, you been hanging around, like, what's going on with you? And sometimes that's a tough conversation you have to have with that friend, that family, to make sure they're doing good. What would you say? Why is it beneficial to do that check-in to make sure that they're doing okay?
It is very beneficial because if you're like me, I had a period of time where I just didn't call people. People saw me as like, oh, you handle everything, like you always getting things done, but I really was internalizing everything and feel like, nobody got capacity for what I'm going through. Everybody going through something, or they can't help me. What they're going to do if I tell them that I'm going through this. But literally, if you are the friend that just check in, just call and say, girl, how you doing today? Because sometimes a text message, it could be very close. And how you doing? Good. Oh, me and the kids fine. That's easy. But that conversation, you can really hear it in a person's voice. Like, you calling, how you doing? I ain't talked to you in a while. And that allows the person to feel hurt. Like, okay, you care. So just and you never know how that one conversation can just pull them out of that dark place, or make them feel so much lighter to be able to let all that out and know that somebody cares about me. Somebody cares that I haven't reached out. They see that something's not right with me. Somebody's paying attention. So just, man, one phone call out of your 7 days, out of the 7 days of that week, just to check in with that person. And if it's on your mind to do it, do it. Because 9 times out of 10, it's on your mind for something. And every time I get that feeling like, let me reach out to this person, it's always a reason why I should have reached out.
And that's a good piece of, segue of mental health. We're going through so many different things, and sometimes we need somebody to talk to. And life is short, friends. So if the person comes to mind, please reach out, because we don't know if you'll get that chime again, depending on what's going on with them. It could be, I had a situation where I had a dream about someone passing. I was like, oh, let me reconnect, because I don't want them to go. And we're not on the best of terms, or like they don't know that I love and appreciate and value them. So in that, I was intentional about making sure that they knew that I was around. I had their back. I loved them. I appreciated them. And then it was like a while before they did pass, but I felt at ease that I was able to remedy that. So we want to make sure we're being aware and open to the times or the moments that they're coming to our minds, so that we can reach out and show them love.
Yes, it's important. Especially around this time of the year. People deal with a lot of seasonal depression, losing family members, losing people, or just not having family around this time of year. It's hard for people. So reach out to your friend, or just be nice to people. Provide support, an open space for somebody. Because everybody does not have that family, that, someone to gather with and go eat with. That is something we take for granted and don't see how people wish for that. So
people wish for that. So good. And for sure, seasonal depression. Like, I lost my mom 20 years ago, and it's sometimes that for Thanksgiving I don't want to be bothered. For the holidays, I don't want to be bothered. And then it's times that I do want to be bothered. Then I'm like, the whole meal myself at home and go out to somebody's house. But I also just treasure it where it's just me. Let me be by myself. Let me get through the process of things. But don't be like, holiday coming up, let's do a cookout. It's too far in advance for me to be saying what I want to do at that holiday.
Yeah.
You have to allow people that process too. Are you checking in on them, but also allowing them to move at the pace that helps them? Because if you force their hand or force their move, sometimes it doesn't go too well.
That's true.
Oftentimes it doesn't go too well.
It doesn't.
You need to be of support to them. And with that mental health piece of, if we know when they're not having a good day, if we know when something's a little off, having a conversation about it to know how to best support them. So I see your moves a little off. How can I support you? How can I be there? Instead of me saying, come on, this is what you need to do. See what works for them.
Yes.
See what's for them.
Because we all handle things differently. You getting out might be your way of getting over, feeling better. But sometimes people like to be alone, and it's not always because they want to be by themselves because they're sending negative thoughts of things. But no, maybe socializing is just not how they deal with their problems. Like, they want to sit inside in a quiet space and just not hearing. Everyone is different, and we have to be open to how they grieve or how they deal with their mental health. Provide support in a way that helps them, not what you feel works for you.
Right. So. Because we want them to do the same for us. Because I do believe that we show people how we want to be treated. So, like, if we're over communicating to make sure that they know for sure how we're feeling, the hope is that you then over communicate back. So let me know. It's ease. And oh my goodness, I get about insecurities and things of that sort. But at the end of the day, if somebody is concerned about you, the hope is that you check in with them. I'm gonna share another meme I saw. The girl and the guy, whatever happened, he didn't, respond. Then she was like, checking in. She sent a message. She didn't respond. Sent another message. He didn't respond. And she was just trying to make sure he got where he was supposed to be safely and things of that sort, because it's a lot happening in the world, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then she's like, are you ghosting me? And then he like reamed into her, like, for you to feel that way, it's kind of early on, y'all got who. She was really asking how you was doing. Now, beyond that text, all I know is that moment in time. I don't know if she was a little extra before then and things with that sort.
Yeah.
But that concern, she was like, are you good? But just make sure you even got hungry. So knowing that we could do that, my brother, he'll be like, text when you get home. And then I'll get home and I forget, you all right?
Right.
The care and concern, make sure I ain't died nowhere. Nothing happened to me. I made it to the destination. We want to be able to just show that care and concern, because it makes you feel good to know that you're loved and appreciated. Somebody's thinking of you.
Yep.
Really good, really good, really good. So, in that, what are some ways we talked about self-care in a little bit? So, like in self-care and friendships, how has you, and you share this too, friendships been therapeutic to be able to help you through moments?
Mm-hmm.
Why should we gravitate to them and hold on to those moments? Because it can be therapeutic and supportive to us to help us get through this thing called life.
We self-care. I like how you put self-care in friendships, because it's important, and scheduling those time with your friends is important. Being able to have them. They have this quote. Let me put it. It says that my friends don't know that every time we hang out, they help me to heal. Like, that quote was big, because it's true, and that's what friendship should be. And it's not because I'm sitting there talking out my problems all the time. It's because it allows me to see I have people around me that actually loves me. They make me feel like myself. We're talking about life. I have people that I gravitate to that lets me know that, they're going to be here through this. I'm not alone. Scheduling these times with your friends is important, and maintenance and friends. Now, high maintenance, I can't do that. I can't meet with you every day. We can't text and talk every day. But being able to schedule those meetings, to have those things to look forward to, like who we unwind, like on Wednesdays, me and my friend, every other Wednesday we've been slacking. We have something like Wind Down Wednesday, where we just set up on iPad and we have our wine and we just talk. Go over our time, but that's what you need. That space of, okay, no work, the kids sleep. This is our time to talk, and it really recharges us. We text the next day, like that hour really helps you to recharge and feel like I have a safe space. Those safe spaces are important, and you have to carve out time for them. You have to
carve. My life could get busy, and I realized that. And though I have friends that are supportive of it, one of the main questions are, how do you find time? Sometimes I don't know either, but are you resting? Are you taking a moment? And I'll take off a day, and I'll tell nobody to take off the day, because it helps me to like rejuvenate myself. Or if somebody cancels, I'm not sad. I take that moment to rest a little bit. But also when they're asking me to go to the event, if I can't go because like I have another engagement, when they do ask me, I don't have something, I'll sacrifice. No matter if it was a rest day, I'll go, because I want them to know that I do appreciate what I do. I am thankful that they're allowing me to do what it is I'm trying to do, and like being excited for me and things. But I also want them to know that they're still an important part of my life as well. So with some friends, she reached out, like, come, let's go to the sunflower garden or something like that in Jersey. I was like, all right. I don't want no sunflower. I'm just going because I want to be able to, again, show my friends that I love them. It was a great time. Then I was like, I don't want to start. You don't want a sunflower? Give me a sunflower. Give me a sunflower. Compromise, And then it was pretty cool. They had this peach cider. I had one more bottle. I don't want to drink it because I feel like I'm gonna run out. But it was just like, I had apple cider, but they had a peach cider. I was like,
I never had that before.
So it's like a perk and going too, But also just being able to create those memories and have those lasting memories of being present for your friends as they're present for you is so important, because it goes to that self-care. And I gotta find that quote, because that is really good. Of when you thought that nobody could love you, nobody could care for you, nobody did appreciate you. You have those friends around saying like, I appreciate you. I love you. I'm grateful for you. And you're able to share those sentiments right back. It's touch your little heart tingles a little bit. Because some people don't have anybody, or don't feel like they have anybody, or don't feel like they are of value to the world, and anybody that's listening or know somebody that might be feeling that way, please encourage them to reach out and talk to somebody. Reach out and give them love, because they have so much more to live for, so many more amazing things in life. Yes, it does get hard. Yes, it does get irritating, agitating, and all that in between, but it's helping us to be stronger, to be able to keep on going in our life. So
And to anybody who has a lot of people, I noticed too that people have a lot of people around them and still feel alone. And that's when I tell, like, you definitely need to reevaluate those friendships, because why are they there? Why do you have all of these people around you that make you feel like you are alone or you don't fit in? So let's just stop holding on to friendships that's not valuable too. So you can make space and room for the right ones, because the right spaces and friendships don't feel like that. You get you feel that lighter side of you when you get around your friends, or you get in that space where you can be yourself. So definitely make sure you reevaluating your friendships and making sure that they hold some kind of value. We need high value people in our life, and you need to be a high value person as well, because we can't look for things in people that we are not able to give as well. So
I like it. Another thing we want to be mindful of with friends is sometimes having a meeting and a check-in.
Yeah.
Are we still good? How's things going? We'll call it a family meeting. It's a friends meeting. Sometimes, for whatever reason, we are hesitant to share when there are some things that we don't like. And we don't want that to happen either, because we want to be comfortable with who it is you're talking to. So checking in, how are things going for us? Do you feel good? How have you been? And that piece of, what's been on your heart and mind recently? What do you want to share? Being appreciative when they do share their heart, because they don't have to share it. And sometimes it's hard for them to share depending on what the conversation is. I share with my friends. I ask them, what's your goals for the year? My brother, he used to do that every time around birthday until I got on my stride. I've been on my hustle. He ain't had to ask me. But I asked my friends, what are your goals? What is it that you're trying to do? And I'm like, okay, your homework is. They'd be like, homework? What's going on? But I want you to meet your goals. I'm hustling, to do whatever it is that I'm trying to do. I don't want you to give up on you either, because I don't want it to be like, my friend's dope. One of my friends said, I'm like, you're dope too. Do you realize the things that I try to highlight the dopeness that you have, because I'm a reflection of you. Our dopeness is different lanes, but it doesn't take away anything that you're doing.
Yes.
You're doing a dang thing too. Being a bomb.com mom, being, a director here, starting a business here, helping people that you know and don't know every day.
Exactly.
Those are commendable. And sometimes we need that praise back that we're giving out to others. As kids, we were excited when the teacher would say, oh, you got that right. High five, Johnny. As adults, we too. Those words of information let us know you're doing good. Keep on going.
Yes, you definitely need that reassurance.
Yeah.
And you definitely need to reassure your friends. That's important, because I get that a lot too. I'm so proud. You're doing so much. And I want you to know, you're doing so much too. You are amazing too. I always show my friends this praise. I know they probably be like, girl, all right, it's enough. But I always want people to know that you are great, to value yourself. And we do look for that back. You do want people to see the things in you too, and don't ever feel bad for wanting reassurance from people you love, because that's the people who have seen what you come from. So I know they say don't look for reassurance in people, look for it from yourself, but we do need that from people around us. So don't feel bad for wanting that from them.
Yeah. Don't feel bad for wanting reassurance, friends, because sometimes you need that. Look, I could be like, I'll be home and I'm like, do this look right? Or do I like this? Or maybe I'm having whatever doubts I'm having about whatever it is, right? And I'll go out the house and I'll encounter somebody and be like, oh, yeah, look good. I'll be like, thank you, God.
Thank you. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you, God. I needed it. And even God gives us compliments. In that sense, because I'm doubting and then I meet this random person or come across this random person, oh, that's good. Now if they all stay quiet, maybe it was bad. I'm teasing. But specifically on those moments when I'm doubting or thinking maybe something is off, I'll get that confirmation, that reassurance, and I'm like, cool. And I share with people, confidence is really you just walking out like, hey, it work or don't work, I'm still having a good day, and you're rocking with it. Because there's sometimes, even in styling, like you'll try something, be like, does it go, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It anyway. It is what it is, But the smile on your face, the confidence that you have, and that's what style is. Because some people be out here wearing some stuff and be like, it's the confidence. It's the confidence. Just be confident. Be confident.
That's the key.
Yes, you can wear stripes and circles. Be confident. You can wear colors that don't match. Be confident. Because you could be starting a new trend.
Yes,
could be starting a new trend. So tell me a little bit about your book. You said your book is called Heal Yet. It's a 90-day guided journal. How did this book come about?
So I've been journaling since I was 12. During Katrina. Yeah, a long time ago, I started journaling because it was a way that I always felt like I didn't feel like nobody understood me. And I think every middle schooler, that's when it started for us. Like, y'all don't understand what I'm going through. And, as a kid, your problems get minimized. People are like, girl, you going to get over that. That person, you're not even going to know them in 5 years or something. Yeah. But those feelings are valued. So I started off with writing to my dad. My dad passed when I was 4. So I had 3 or 4 around that time. So I would start my journal and it'll be like I'm talking to him. And I was like, this is a way for me to feel like I'm getting things out and it's not building up. Even times where it wouldn't even have no strategy to it. I just start jotting down whatever on my mind, and I noticed how beneficial it was. But I didn't know how to be a social worker. I didn't know that was a coping mechanism. I just knew that it made me feel good when I was young. So I journaled all the way now till I'm 30 years old. I've been journaling my whole life. And as a past therapist and a social worker, I see how people don't even know that you have this option. They don't even know how to journal. How can this help me? What am I supposed to write? And I'm like, you know what? This could be beneficial. I can show people how to get these things out. I can put different little activities in here to help them figure out what is it that they're stressing about. What is it that you're stressing about that's in your control? What's not in your control? How to sort the things out that's in your mind and kind of put them on paper so you can actually see. Because believe it or not, when you get everything out of your head and you're looking at it, you can better organize what's important and what's not. What can I handle and what's not? What is my problem and what's theirs? So that's how this journal came about. It's been an idea for years. I finally said, you know what? I'm going to write. I'm going to do it. I'm going to write it. I'm finding this graphic person, and I'm just doing it. And I was like, next year, though, I'm going to do it next year. And God said, no, you're going to do it right now. Like, I need you to go ahead and put it out. Yeah. I gave you the idea. I gave you the plan, the money, everything. I just need you to put it out and do it. So I had no idea that it would come this soon because I didn't see it happening. But I'm like, you know what? It's done. Why not? So here we are. Yeah. It's here. And I actually have my proof copy of it. So this is the journal. And it's really, I can share, like, I started off with, like, it's about your healing journey, basically. Okay. You would start off talking, and I put a couple topics in the journal, just a prayer first, and then a couple topics in the journal, just to help you start off. Just on what kind of topics can help you in your healing journey, like how you identify support, creating a safety plan, like what does safety look like for you? What is a safe space for you? What affirmations can help you on this journey? Yes. So I'm excited for it. I'm using it myself, and I hope that it's beneficial to people, and it helps them on their healing journey. So
I believe it is. I'm going to look it up and get a copy. So you guys go find this on Amazon. He'll get a 90-day guided journal. And we remember when we were younger, we were really big on diaries. And man, the diaries I had, if somebody was to read them today, they'd be like, what was this girl going through? I was getting out, okay? But it's beneficial to write it out. One, it gets it out of our minds and our thinking. We get to write it out and like kind of leave it there on that paper. Yeah. Because life overwhelms us. And as a kid not understanding things, I was right. I was and get it out. And you felt a little bit better, because what happens is when we hold things in, if we don't address it, if we don't process it, we could go off on somebody, then it's a whole different kind of situation, right? So it's really, really good for us to write things out. And a guided journal is supported, beneficial, because it helps us to kind of stay on path with it. Like I could go and write a whole bunch of different things in my thoughts, but if I could have someone to support me and help me in processing it, going through those thoughts, it's beneficial. So like it's a first step for you to start addressing those things that you want to be healed from, or that you want to seek healing, and some new coping skills and creating some boundaries, because we all do handle things differently. And then connecting with a therapist as needed. I'm always over here normalizing the importance of us addressing our mental health. So being able to talk to a professional, because we're not in it alone. Our jobs give us EAP, the Employee Assistance Program, most underutilized service ever.
Yes.
You need somebody to talk to, just give them a call. You get a couple sessions and you find out if it's for you, if it's not for you. Okay? So friends, Healed Yet, a 90-day guided journal. It is available on Amazon. And I'm ordering my copy as well. And also, go through it too, because there's a lot of different things we're always evolving, always growing. We think we're over stuff. We've survived some stuff, though we have survived it. If a moment comes up that calls it to trigger our mind, we get back in it. So we want to be able to talk about it, process through it, and be like, okay, I feel good. I got that out.
Yeah, and journaling also, I think when we're healing from things, we don't notice it sometimes. And what I've noticed in my years of journaling is that I can go back to that journal like, girl, look how hurt you was about this. Look at you now. Look at your growth. Look what this did to you, and now look what you got from it. It's like a reference guide. Like you can always go back like, I was really in this place, and look what happens over time. And sometimes you might need to burn it because those journals are attached to some trauma in your life, and you want to move forward. And that's something I learned in therapy, was like, some of those I needed to let go. I needed to let go. But it also can be a reference for you to understand how far you have come, so you can identify all those little things that affected you in the past. You have moved forward and past it, and it can make you feel better about yourself. And sometimes we don't give ourselves that grace or that applause to say, you know what, I am doing better. I did get over that. So
and that's so good, friends, because sometimes we don't always have the attitude of gratitude, because when we really think things over and think of where we came from, how we respond to things much better now than what we did before, how we adjust, how we, our own selves, our own personal goals, how we let some people, places, and things go that meant us no good. That is something to be grateful for, and to see the progress and progression of what it is we've done to continue going on in this journey, keeping ourselves above water, continuing to float, sometimes swim, sometimes dive, sometimes sit on the sand, but able to see how far we've come.
Yes.
Good. What is something that you want us to walk away with?
What I want us to walk away with, I guess, is always going to be around mental health, but really take care of yourself and understand that. And I guess me working in medical field, I'm noticing like, people are not really taking care of themselves. And when I say I always want people to understand that self-care is seeing your physicians, seeing your therapist, doing those things for your dentist, things like that. Like we need to pour more into ourselves, and also take time for yourselves and be social. We can't get caught up in life. We only have one life, and we can't just be caught up in work and kids and life and family that we're not pouring into ourselves. And that's that cup I was talking about. We have to pour into us so that we can become our best selves to all our friends, our family, and the people around us, so that we can be our best version of ourselves for them and our community that we work for. So pour into you so that you can pour the best version of yourself into everything around.
Very good.
I needed that myself.
Look, we all got to practice what we preach. Sometimes it's easier than done. I get it. But
I'm transparent. That was for me.
Yeah. That was for me.
Yeah.
And we got to be transparent sometimes, friends. That was good. This is good. I thank you so much for joining us tonight. I do appreciate you sharing your expertise in the area of, Framily and how friends have become family and the process of keeping them, if you want to keep them, but also, if need be, because sometimes you gotta let them people, place and things go.
Yes.
Really, really cool. I thank you so much.
Oh, thank you for inviting me.
Yes, and I'm gonna check out the website to get a book.
Yes, I appreciate that.
Not a problem. May you have a great evening.
You too.
Thank you. Oh, friends, I do hope that you enjoy Majia. She did a phenomenal job. That was really good. I really, really enjoyed myself. I hope that you did too. Friends, sometimes friends do become our family. So don't forget our quote of the day. Friends are the siblings God never gave us. And I'm not going to mess up that baby's name, but just know that friends are the siblings God never gave us. So, friends, because it is the holiday coming up, we do have 2 Mondays that we will be off, but be sure to Be sure to join us at the end of the month when we close out our Friendsgiving series, as we will have Erica Goldman for The Circle. It's going to be good. So you guys be sure to tune in. I do appreciate each and every one of you for tuning in, for liking, for commenting, for sharing, and coming back again. It's truly an honor and a privilege to be able to host Jen Cares on Mondays at 8. So again, join us at the end of the month. We're going to take a little pause for the holiday. Enjoy the holiday and whatever it is that you do with your friends, your family, by yourself. But find somebody to talk to if you need somebody to talk to. If you would like to be a guest on Jen Cares, you can always email me at info@chozencounselors.com. We are gearing up to start planning for January, and people have been scheduling. But if you're interested, be sure to email us, because we got some great things coming your way. As always, I hope that you have an amazing week. Knowing that I love you, I am concerned about you, and I'm wishing you the best. If you need some support, to reach out. I'll do the best I can to connect you. I do love each and every one of you, for real. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you. I appreciate it. Until next time, good night. Love you.
Friends, we thank you for joining Jen Cares this week. Be sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Unable to watch us live? Be sure to find us on your favorite podcast platform. You can also visit our website, chozencounselors.com. That's Chozen with a Z, to stay in the know and, most of all, never miss a show. If you found value in this show, we'd appreciate you sharing it with a friend. Most of all, be sure to tune in for our next episode, as we specialize in bringing the community to you.